Right then, hello there, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you happen to be. My name is Paul, I'm also called Knickknack. I'm the brains behind Knickknack's daily teasers. I will try and put them in there, but forgive me if I don't. You can, of course, always subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and the magic of YouTube will throw the things at you when I post them every morning. I also watch a few movies as and when I get the chance. I haven't seen one for a while. I should maybe try and catch something at some point. I also try and watch TV shows, as you may or may not know. Last Monday was Monday the 11th, and I told you about my review of the first episode of classic Doctor Who series, The Underwater Menace. I saw that on the Sunday night, on Sunday the whatever it was, on Sunday the 4th, I think, and I wanted to tell you about what I thought of it. I'll try and throw in the link to this review, or at least throw in the link to the playlist, and you can see what you make of it and leave me a comment. Last night was Sunday the 11th of February 2024, and I watched episode 2 of The Underwater Menace. This little video is kind of what I thought about it. The Underwater Menace, Episode 2, opens with a cliffhanger from Episode 1 showing us that Polly, Annika Wills, is being menaced by Damon, Colin Jeevons, who, when the lights in his lab start flickering, immediately rushes off to complain to Professor Zaroff, Joseph First. Damon is doing important work that can't be interrupted because of Zaroff's power demands. Little does Damon know that Zaroff is explaining what Atlantis is to the Doctor, Patrick Troughton, and how the people of Atlantis want their continent to be on the surface of the Earth, and how he has just the right, incredibly destructive plans to raise the city. Or at least, lower the oceans. The Doctor needs to have a word with the relevant authorities before Zaroff gets nasty. Now, what did I make of episode 2 of this second part of The Underwater Menace? It has to be said, episode 2 is taking the story another step forward. We see Polly avoiding a fate worse than death. Ben and Jamie have made friends of a couple of the Atlantean miners, and the Doctor has found out about Professor Zaroff's evil plan. He only has to figure out what to do about it and who to tell. This episode is another thoroughly enjoyable mini romp, one that reminded me distantly of the Flash Gordon serials the BBC's would air when I was growing up, and if that's something you liked the look of, this is possibly going to be right up your street. It's got weirder alien fish people instead of Hawkmen, and Zaroff as every mad scientist Ming the Merciless could lay his hands on. It's very Flash Gordon and very enjoyable. Just as last thought to be going on with, was there anything else I noticed? For one thing, there is a little muffled dialogue in this episode, much as there was with episode 1. It's at a point where Polly meets Ben and Jamie, which sounds like an ice cream, but there you go. But it's at that sort of point. It's not enough to totally spoil the episode for me. Again, I am quite aware of quite how old the audio sources for these animations are, so it's not surprising. A little disappointing they couldn't do better, but it's not surprising. And it's certainly something I noticed as well. It's not something that will force me to switch on the subtitles for episode 3, but that may help if I need to briefly rewind a scene. There's also a totally trivial memory that springs to mind. I can still remember an old kids' TV series called Barnaby Bear back in the day. It was a Polish stop-motion series that the BBC bought the UK rights to and then dubbed into English, a bit like Magic Roundabout and White Horses. Barnaby Bear, though, the actual animation itself is very silly, but it also features narration by Colin Jeevons, Damon in this episode, who also provided the talking and singing voice for Barnaby Bear. And it's rare for me these days to hear Jeevons' voice without the theme tune immediately playing its way through my head. Barnaby, the bear's my name, never call me Jack or James. Let's leave the singing right there, shall we? But it's amazing the memories a voice can provoke. At any rate, I've had another good time watching this episode, and frankly will be coming back next week for more. I will be watching episode 3 of The Underwater Menace on Sunday the 18th of February, and I will be putting my written and video reviews up on my blog, Knickknacks Old Peculiar, and my YouTube channel, Mr. Cuddy2977, on the 19th of February. I will see you then. Have a good day.